games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.
Biddly bo. Yes, yo. Here we go. There ain't nobody down round here, yo. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. There's never going to be a video where we don't introduce him in such a fashion. I've had him now, or her, I've had her for, I don't know, about 8-9 years now. Not done the channel for that long, but she's been a solid servant, and she'll stay with me till the day I die. She'll be buried with me with Badger. We're still on for breaking records, guys. The record is currently 732 likes that we got in a few days ago. We've got nowhere near eclipsing that the past few. We've got about 350 or along that in that area. Shit, am I live here or no? I am not. Do not fear. Do not worry. I've got a couple of quick shout outs to do. Shout out to Southie for the super chat in my live yesterday, and shout out to Mike Bradley for handing out their memberships like he's Santa Claus. So if you can smash that like button, tell a friend to subscribe. The Clout Chasers would really appreciate it. I appreciate the clock watchers are all over me as it stands. We've got a disgruntled Sunderland fan, guys, so I have to just address it slightly. Someone suggesting, somebody commented saying for somebody that says they don't care about Sunderland, you don't have to talk about them a lot. I talk about a lot of things I don't care about for a start off, particularly on this channel, Sunderland being one of them. The unfortunate thing is I actually would like Sunderland to stay up. So comments like that sort of disgruntle me as well as the Sunderland fan. I hope we can both stay up. Obviously not at the behest of us. Sunderland can go down for all I care as long as we stay up, if it's us or them. But I would like it if we can both stay up. But I think some people get confused between talking about a club because we are sort of directly involved with them. I don't see Sunderland as competition. That's why I don't care about what they're doing. I hope they go out and do well. I hope, go and fill your boots, guys. I'm talking about Sunderland loads today now, and you're getting it. But currently, with the Diarra stuff and that, we were looking at that player, and then they pipped us to it and all that stuff. So ultimately, it's a topic of conversation. It's unfortunate that I'm talking about Sunderland. Sunderland. But, if it comes up in the news, I have to sort of address it. Just in the same way that, I don't just blindly talk about Sunderland, just in the same way that I've been talking about Marseille quite a lot, quite recently. I don't know if anybody's been watching the channel, but if you've been watching the channel, you'll notice that I've mentioned Marseille a lot. Marseille. Well, the reason for that is the Pac-Man, isn't it? I don't care. I couldn't care less what Marseille are up to, finished second in the league. I'm sure Pac-Man, Pacquiao, Paxo stuff is going to have a great time, but I've been mentioning it on the channel due to the fact there's been an ongoing transfer saga. But what do I know? Nout. We are a week before the beginning, in my opinion. I know everybody goes on about the fact that we don't have to worry about preseason and all that stuff, and that preseason doesn't really matter. But we do want to be playing against these next couple of sides, don't we? It is in the 2 weeks prior to the Premier League kicking off. So Villarreal on Saturday, and then AC Milan the Saturday after. Obviously, hopefully we see Peri Sauce at the weekend. I really think we'll be getting closer and closer towards the starting lineup, more or less. I know it'll be two halves and that he'll make some changes and stuff, but I do think we'll get, but particularly by next Saturday against Milan, I think we'll get a little bit of a grasp of sort of like who's going to be in the starting lineup, and especially with the formation. I'm looking forward to seeing these two next games, hoping that we line up 4-3-3. And then it's 9 days till the big Monday night football. People moaning about the fact it's Monday night football, but I'm like, let's go. I want to see how the weekend develops with the Premier League sides, and then we get to snipe in, get our 3 points against Everton. We obviously know that Manny Pacquiao, I don't dislike Pacquiao, but I was a Mayweather fan, so in that sense, I'm kind of happy that I don't have to say Pac-Man and Manny Pacquiao for much longer. He sold as a feint, and he dropped as a feint, and 1-2 and bopped it in. So it's just about what's next now, isn't it? But we have to believe in the 49ers, and I would imagine they're getting straight to it. There's been loads of players linked, so I'm going to click on a link in a moment, and we'll have a little read through that. But I just want to address the elephant in the room. I've been taking piss out of Marseille a bit. Marseille, Sunderland. But Marseille do play Champions League football, and they did finish second last year. And obviously PSG always win the Farmers League, don't they? So finishing second is basically finishing top, isn't it? It's like you're never gonna achieve that 10 out of 10 chick. So 10 becomes 9, then 9 is really 10. So then you're after an 8, aren't you? But 8's 9, 7's 8, and etc. It never ends, does it? But make what you will of that. The riddle, there's a rhyme and a riddle in there somewhere. The most exciting thing for me with the Pac-Man Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao dropping as a feint and the 1-2, it opens up the fact that we're obviously willing to slap some money on some top talents, which is exciting. I was concerned at the start of the preseason, at the start of the window opening. I thought it'd just be like 1 or 2 big money signings, and that would sort of take out quite a big heap of our spend. But we've spent really well, haven't we? And we've brought in what looks like some strong quality players. So there's room to go out and get an entertainer now, isn't there? You know, a Rutter or a Rafinha that'll really sort of spark enjoyment into the crowd a little bit. And it's just that type of idea when, you know, when a Brazilian winger gets on ball, it does pick up the crowd, doesn't it? And everybody does go to that next level, and, you know, hopefully they can do it. And the entertainers, let's be honest, do unlock decent defenses, don't they? They do. Every team's decent in Premier League, and sometimes it's moments in games. It's moments in games at any level you play at, but particularly at the very, very top standard. If you've got somebody that can pull you away from, you know, beat a man and strike it from edge of box, it's 0-0, it's a tight 0-0, or you're 1-0 up, or you're 1-0 down, and there's 5 minutes to go, and you just think, you know, Rafinha's here, don't worry. You always felt like you had something in locker, didn't you, when Rafinha were there? And obviously, when we were in the relegation battle, that's what I was saying about, you know, if you've got a Rafinha on your side, it's like, even though Rafinha didn't frustrate me whatsoever, he were excellent all the time. But I just mean, you know, if there is any frustrators out there, it's like, at least they might come up with something. You know, Rutter in Championship was frustrating at times, but you knew him was going to come up with something, or he would keep attempting to, you know, unlock and open up defenses, which is what you're after, isn't it? Joseph, still nothing really happening. It looks like we're sort of holding out for him, to be honest, or, you know, seeing what happens, which I'm super happy with 49ers for that. We know that Schmidt's likely looking that he's on his way out. That might be a loan deal. Joseph been linked with Real Betis, and now Girona, the mighty Girona, are apparently in a rush to get him. Apparently we want 12.1 million. But let's be honest, if we signed a player with these stats, 39 appearances, 3 goals and 3 assists in 1,269 minutes played, I think the fan base would go into hysteria. I mean, people saying that it could go out on loan and increase his value at Girona. I'm not so sure that is the case. They finished 16th in the league last year. They won 11 games out of 38. They lost 19. They only scored 44 goals. It's difficult to look good in a side like that, isn't it? And when you bear in mind that we won 29 games last year, lost 4, and scored 95 goals, and he had 39 appearances in the however 46 games out of 44, however many games there is, and 39 appearances from that, and scored 3 goals. If you can't perform in that Championship winning side, I think you're really going to struggle at the mighty Girona, aren't you? We're apparently rushing to get him. So again, you know, I don't want to talk about Girona. I'm not bothered about what Girona are up to, but I do have to mention it. So soz about that. Sorry about that, kids, but I do have to mention Girona. Marseille. Sunderland. Do you notice how I added another Sunderland onto Girona? Marseille. Sunderland. Added another one on, because this podcast is about Sunderland. Forget the Leeds shit that I've got on back wall. I know it all says Leeds and it's a Leeds badge. I've got some Leeds shorts on if you've any interest. Again, if I could pull my leg up that far. But the videos will be getting too explicit. People moan about the swearing. Never mind if I can start getting Chopper out. Leeds have been looking for clubs, obviously, for Bamford to go to or move on to. Apparently, Middlesbrough have been sniffing around, but then that has been absolutely put to bed. There's been like a post or a statement made saying that they've absolutely no interest in it. None. Literally, like, no interest. So that seems to have been shut down. Wrexham are still favourites to get him. We're also obviously talking about getting rid of Meslier, silent S. It's interesting with Meslier, silent S. Does he join us in these friendlies if we are looking to offload him? Now, I think it's different from Bamford, because Bamford's obviously been put into the under-21s, because under no circumstance does Farker find a way for him into the side. But it's slightly different for Mez. I think they've moved Bamford into the under-21s in the hope that he would want the move, because I think ultimately if you put Bamford on the bench in the Premier League, I think that's what he thought would be the case anyway, where he's going to sit on the bench and just try and get as many Premier League minutes as he wants on a nice contract, which you can't blame him for that. You know, that's not his problem. You would do that. You'd want to get as many more Premier League. This is his last go in the Premier League, and obviously he's not going to get that go. But so he's been put into the under-21s in order to, I think the word of the day is disgruntled. So just like that Sunderland fan. So just to try, not disgruntle him literally to frustrate him, but just to think, I need to get out of this, or I'm going to be sat in under-21s all season. They're looking for him to get out. Whereas I think if you offered him a place on the bench and 20 minutes here or there every few week, get potentially against big teams like Chelsea, we might need him, 15 minutes to go. He'd take that all day long, wouldn't he? Whereas we're looking to get Bamford off the books out, and move him on, get his move, because he will just ride his contract out. So I might get a few pennies for him as well if we get rid of him now. Whereas with Mez Silent S, it's like I think he's probably looking for the move as well. It's best for all if Mez Silent S gets his move as well, isn't it? So interesting dynamic there. I think Mez will probably stick with us in the friendlies, just because there's no need to not really. I think we're both, the club and him, will be looking for a way out, particularly now we've got Peri Sauce, and I think Darlow's looking more and more like he's going to stay. And I was from the offset, I didn't think Darlow would want to be the second goalkeeper, play second fiddle, but you never know what could happen. We're all going on about Peri Sauce, and a lot of people like him, but it doesn't always have to work out, does it? As we well know. But he does look good, and he can punch ball really fast, so it's fun. Bit of a standstill happening with this Moonies. It seems really weird how long these transfer sagas have sort of been spilling over for him, and they've been rumoured for ages and stuff. But normally that'd kick up a bit of a stink for me, and I'd think it's either off the table or it's absolute nonsense. Maybe I'm just stuck with, our predecessors, Victor Orta and whatnot, when it just thought this is just like, the mentalists running the asylum, or whatever the phrase is, the patients running the asylum or whatever. But we've had it with a few players, haven't we? Longstaff sort of went on, Biol went on for quite a bit, and then we did strike. We used to strike while the iron's hot. Now we make it hot by striking, which I can't steal that line. It is a Shotty Horror line. But the Underwood is clearly a people person, and he's clearly being able to keep everybody sweet in the email. Mr. Underwood. The Underwood. I bet he calls himself the Underwood. Easy, man. Yeah, I just want to... can I have a chat? Is anybody from Sunderland I can have a chat with? Sunderland. Yeah, if you just say it's the Underwood, it's our mush. And then we've been linked with a couple of players, and it's all dross in it, but we'll have a little read through it, because nobody do it how we does it. If this is going to work. Can't add two at once. There's Farker in the middle. We're not looking at signing Farker, so you need not panic at the moment. Leeds target 122 goal Roma attacker after Paxman miss out on Paxman. Leeds United have been credited with a strong interest in signing Roma striker Arten Dovbyk, with reports in the Italian press revealing the Serie A side asking price for the powerful Ukrainian striker, while two new wingers have also come onto Daniel Farker's radar. That's what I'm saying. We're going to get straight on with it, aren't we, and instantly get moving. The Championship champions have been feverishly adding to their squad as they try to embark on the challenge of re-establishing themselves back among the Premier League elite after a 2-year absence. And while 7 exciting signings have arrived so far to the tune of £65 million of investment, Leeds United are now ready to turn attacking additions to add that sprinkling of stardust to their side, which is what I've been saying from the offset. It's about getting that sprinkling, isn't it? So we've been linked with this fella up top from Roma. And then it goes on, we're on about some wingers and what have you. But it's all, it's all hearsay as it stands, as we know. But, so we don't need to overly go over that, do we? But because we're 12 minutes into the video, and I'm aware that the clock watchers and I don't want to be chasing too much clout without upsetting everybody and distressing everybody. I don't want to make these videos too long, as they are meant to be called quick shit vids. I can confirm that I'm going live with my man Lockie at 8 for an hour to chat about the window and see what he thinks to Pac-Man, etc., and any potential players that we are bringing in. He will, I've no doubt, unlock the lights that we all need to hear about. So tune in at 8. Smash a like for us. Subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you don't like me, don't like me. I love it, mate. It's my favourite thing. In a bit.
Boom.